Hello, everyone. J-Dev is back once again to give you exactly what you want. And of course, that'd be more of me, that amazing, beautiful backdrop that's usually behind me, giving you my thoughts, my opinions, and what I hope will be some expert analysis on a certain topic subject. So it's Sunday night and it's October, so that could only mean one thing, and yes, that is the fact that I'm here to do my weekly Walking Dead recap / review video for everyone. But before I do that, if you're not caught up with where The Walking Dead is, and that's through Season 10, Episode 3 to Episode 4, I highly suggest that you don't watch this video, because as always, that could contain spoilers for events that have happened now or that will happen in the future. So, you've been warned. And if you're a fan of The Walking Dead, I really would like it if you'd like this video, thumb it up, leave a comment, share it, favorite it, do all that stuff and more, subscribe if you're not a subscriber. And then you also, or I should say, it would also be very much appreciated if you would comment the question of the video. And that would be, who do you think released Negan? That's the question of the video. And I, of course, will answer that later on in this video on who I think released Negan. But let's get started. Season 10, which is still hard to believe, episode number 4. Silence the Whispers, directed by Michael Cudlitz, who of course played Abraham in The Walking Dead until his demise in Season 7, Episode number 1. But this was a really exciting episode. I really liked everything about this episode. So that's kind of a spoiler alert on my score of the episode. I really enjoyed it. I literally was on the edge of my seat. Not a lot of crazy things happened, but I don't know. I really liked the episode. But let's start off. I like the tone, the song, and the beat that they used at the beginning of the episode, which, of course, they used also at the end of the episode. I really liked it. We start off with, different quick scenes of different characters, and the one that was most notable for me was, of course, Magna and Hunico getting it on. And if you haven't noticed yet, the actress that plays Magna, she's lost some weight. She looks really good. I mean, she didn't look bad before, but she looks really good now. There's a couple characters that look like they've lost some weight. That Luke character, the guy that was in the Harry Potter series, or the Harry Potter Fantastic Beasts movie, I should say, he's lost a lot of weight. And Alpha looks like she's lost a little bit of weight as well. So that's good that the characters are getting in shape. I mean, dealing with that hot Georgia sun in the summertime must make it hard to pack on pounds. But I'm glad to see some of the characters are getting tip-top shape, which I never had complaints about before. But Magna looks damn good. So I like that. We had a scene with Lydia and Gage and Margot just kind of out in the open outside talking at Alexandria. And they make fun of Lydia for being an outsider and an outcast. And she's not liking that one bit. We also get a scene where we see Scott. So Scott had an appearance in this episode. I don't know if he was in any other episodes, but I didn't notice him in any other episodes. But he actually was in this episode. And of course, I don't think he had any lines. I think I saw him twice in the episode, actually, and he didn't say a thing. So I'm still waiting for Scott to die, simply because he doesn't really serve a purpose on the show. Of course, Scott, Keneric Green, the actor, or Keneric Scott, is actually Sasha's husband in real life, so Nico Martin Green. So just in case you didn't know that. We have Ezekiel, who's at the hilltop, just kind of, he looks like he's thinking about a lot of things, and then eventually he just goes off on his own, and then we see Michonne and Judith, who see him on a horse going off on his own. Michonne follows Ezekiel, and Ezekiel's actually at a cliff, potentially wanting to jump off that cliff. Michonne obviously talks some sense into him, just trying to be there for somebody when they're going through rough times. Ezekiel's lost a lot of people, so he's questioning everything that he does, and he actually makes out with Michonne. That was kind of random, but that's what happened in the comic books. They were definitely a couple, and that was interesting. We saw that in the trailer. I think that's all we're going to get of that. So they kind of tried to fool us. They kind of tried to make us think they were going to be a couple in the series, in the season, and I think that was it of that. Just my observation, if you ask me. But they kiss, and it was a pretty good kiss. There's a scene where Lydia's talking to Daryl. No, I'm sorry. Lydia's talking to Negan, and Negan's trying to give her advice about being the outcast, being the outsider that nobody likes. And then Daryl comes by. What you doing talking to him? Don't be talking to him. he's not your friend. And Daryl gets pretty mad at that. And then we follow that up with Lydia going to eat with them, and she actually grabs a squirrel and cuts it open in front of Margot and Gage and whoever else was with them. I don't remember the other person that was with him. Some other highway person, because that's a boy essentially, with Margot, who I didn't really know Margot's character that well until this episode. I think she was maybe in one other episode, but just kind of got sidetracked by all the other events that were going on in season 9, so I didn't really catch her. But that was interesting stuff. Then they get mad because of what Lydia did, because she cut open that squirrel and got blood all over Gage's face. Well, not all over, but little spots here and there. And they trap her outside, and they want to beat the shit out of her, it seems. The one teenager and Gage have Lydia pinned down, and then Margot's about to kill Lydia, it seems. And then out of nowhere, our hero, Negan, saves the day, pushes Margot off, and then we find out he pushed Margot so hard against the wall that her head hit the wall and she died. Again, a character I could care less about, but it was cool because Negan actually looked like really upset about it. Like, oh, I didn't mean to do that. That's not good, because now people are going to hate me again and they're going to want to hang me or burn me or do whatever to me. But it was good stuff. The Negan redemption arc continues. Although, what happened to Negan and Judith? We haven't even had a scene with them yet this year. I'm a little upset about that. So that's the one direction. They need to continue that. No one really cares about Lydia, in my opinion. It's all about Judith's character. But we'll see. I'm sure they'll do something later on in the season with them, too. So then we have Magna, Hunico, Luke, Connie, and Kelly fighting off walkers at the hilltop, as they're I guess they've surrounded the hilltop, or have like different parts of the hilltop surrounded. So they're trying to, take out a section or two at a time here. It looks like Magna just wants to kill everything in sight, and Connie has to grab her and tell her, like, let's not do this. Luke had some cool walker kills, and if I have to say this, spoiler alert, is it just me, or does it seem like Luke's going to die pretty soon? Just by those events, he got a lot of cool walker kills this episode and previous episodes, and he lost some weight, he looks good, and he's had some lines, just enough to kill him off, right? Just a thought. So that was good. We had more Siddiq hallucinating about the events from the Calm Before episode of what he saw, or his friends getting killed. There's rumors that Siddiq was actually forced to do some of the beheading himself. I don't know if that's true or not, but we shall see. Daryl and Negan have a conversation, or confrontation, I put down. Daryl wasn't happy that Negan was talking to Lydia. And then, Negan's like, so wait, now you're mad at me for doing the right thing? That's some fucked up shit. Good stuff. Then Carol and Daryl have a conversation, not very long. They just kind of chit-chat for a second or two. There wasn't a lot of Carol in this episode, actually. Last week's episode was more Carol-focused. This week she was in a scene here and there, but she barely had any lines. We have Michonne and Judith fighting side by side at the hilltop as one of the panels fell down, so a group of walkers got in, and Judith looks amazing. Like, her style is just like Michonne, so obviously they wanted to show that Michonne and Judith have been training together. That actress, I just love Kaylee Fleming. She's awesome. I really like Judith. I do. She's awesome. And Michonne is obviously getting a lot in a spotlight for her potential final season of The Walking Dead. I'm not sure what they're going to do with Michonne. Is she just going to leave like Rick did and Maggie did, or is she going to die? I don't know. We have, because of what Negan did to Margot, accidentally killing her, the council has a vote on what should happen to Negan. It's tied because Michonne tells Daryl to vote for her. Daryl says, I vote no. Negan's fine. He did the right thing. So Gabriel has the deciding vote, and Gabriel's like, you know what? I'm going to take a night to sleep on it and give my vote. So the next morning, Gabriel goes to Negan's cell, probably to talk to him and see where Negan is and tell him what he's going to do. And, of course, Negan's not there. Spoiler, I already talked about that early on in the video. Pretty soon I'll tell you who I think let Negan out. And then Lydia says that it was her, and Daryl eventually goes to Negan's cell, and Lydia is sleeping in there. He's like, no, it wasn't you. I was watching you the whole night. Then we go back to the hilltop where Michonne is going to leave. I think she's going to the Oceanside. She's taking Judith with her, and Luke decides he wants to go. And then, more foreshadowing with Luke hugging all his, compadres, Kelly, Connie, Magna, Hunico. It just seemed to me that, that actor is going to die in, the next episode. Just a thought. I don't want him to die. I'm actually starting to like him. So I hope he stays alive. They shouldn't kill any more characters off for a whole season. Do what Fear the Walking Dead did. Don't kill any supporting cast unless they're one episode specific characters. It's my opinion. But and then Eugene's going to stay at the hilltop because he's mad at Rosita, I think. Michonne, Luke, and Judith are going to Alexandria or Oceanside, and then Scott was on one of those horsebacks or horse buggies, and I think he's going to Alexandria with somebody else. But of course, Scott doesn't have any lines, so we don't know what was on Scott's mind. So I really liked this episode. It was really interesting and entertaining. I like the stuff, the focus that they did on Magna, Hunico, Luke. I don't like Kelly so much. Connie's good, but Kelly's got to go, I think. That'd be the only character that I want to die, just because I don't see a point to Kelly. So if I had to score this episode, it's going to be a 10 out of 10, because I was really into this episode. I really liked it. I thought it was really well done. Michael Cudlitz did a good job in this episode compared to the one he did last season, Stradivarius, I think the name of it was. So 10 out of 10. I know maybe it was too high of a score. Last week I got criticized for giving last week's episode a 9.4 out of 10, but I enjoyed it. Is this one of the best episodes of The Walking Dead that I've ever watched? No, but I liked it, so I can score it however I want to, and Negan had a lot of importance in this episode. So, as for the question of the video, who let Negan out? I mean, the obvious choices were Gabriel, which wouldn't make any sense because he went to the cell and Negan was already gone. Lydia, who was already said that she let him out, but didn't because Daryl watched her the whole night. Daryl, who seems logical to be the one that let him out. I'm going to guess Carol let Negan out. I think Carol let Negan out. Just a hunch. We didn't see a lot of Carol in this episode, and Carol wants to stop the Whispers, and she knows she never had to deal with Negan being psycho and killing people she knows, to her face at least. So maybe Carol would be the one that would team up with Negan and let Negan get away. So that's my review / recap of tonight's episode. I really enjoyed it. Certainly give your thoughts on the question of the video, as well as any other thoughts that you have. Share it, favorite it, like it, thumb it up. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber. And I'm excited. This has been a good season so far. Each episode seems to be getting better and better. Even the episode with just the Whispers, that wasn't a bad episode. I thought it was in the wrong place. It could have been episode 5 or 6 or 7 versus episode 2 of the season. So 10 out of 10. I think Carol will be the one that will release Negan, or it'll be Daryl. It'll be one of them two, but I think actually Carol will be the one. And of course, as always, I'll be back again soon with another. Peace.